the 1 week of break? Did you have a good break or you had a lot of work?
A lot
I
of
have
work,
a
madam.
Lot of
work.
assignment.
I have a lot of work.
Sorry?
Please.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Lucky,
madam.
lucky you guys, I didn't give you any work, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Because because I feel like
Yes.
I need a break and you guys should be getting a break as well. But too bad the lecturers is nothing like me, so you had a lot of work. But at least you didn't get any work from me. That's fine. So less one burden from EP2. I hope that this 1 week has rejuvenated you, and I hope that you guys are not too stressed doing online classes because I know it can be very, stressful. It can be very, I understand you have a lot of things to do, and I hope that you guys are not too stressed about it. All right? We have a lot of work. Although even I myself is very stressed when it comes to online learning, but I hope you guys will be able to handle it. If you can't handle it, then probably you talk to somebody and then talk to your lecturers. If you feel that the work is too much, you can talk to them and your lecturer will usually understand. Not just keep quiet about it, right? Because your mental health is also important to take care of. Okay. All right.
Okay, madam.
All right. So today we'll be looking at a few things. There are a few things that I want to look at and get sorted because we have another 7 weeks to go, and these 7 weeks will be filled off with a lot of assessment. So I want to look at that today. So let's look at the class outline first. So okay, now we are here, week 8. All right, so week 8, you have already done poster as well, the presentation as well as the submission. So after now, we are going to do your reading test. We have a reading test. This is 15%. Listening test is 20%. Then group discussion is 20%. And the pair presentation. Okay, so a lot of assessment. Okay, but the most difficult would be this one and this one. The group discussion, not so much because like poster presentation, you will be only coming to class during the time given. Right. So I want to talk about this pair presentation. Okay, this pair presentation. I hope you have already started working on it. If you haven't, then you may want to start because any assignments which is easy, then you should complete it first. All right. So what is yes, all right. So for pair presentation, you need to have a pair. If I haven't told you guys this, if you couldn't find pair, you can do it with 3 people. And if you still couldn't find 3 people, then you can do it alone, right? So you need to prepare a presentation on anything chosen from the textbook. And then you have to blah, 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 blah. This will be videotape, uploaded to YouTube, and link posted on UM Online Learning. All right. So you need to choose a theme, just like poster. Choose from the 6 themes. The 6 themes over here: life events, career studying, blah, 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 blah. And then you need to come up with a narrowed down topic, like, for example, entertainment. Like, for example, entertainment students like to do about, movie review. So your title would be movie review under the theme entertainment, right? But please do not do movie review. It's kind of boring. But up to you. Okay, if you can't think of anything creative, then that's fine. All right. So choose anything from any theme, and then you need to come up with the specific topic of what you want to do for your presentation. All right. For presentation, it must be you guys talking. I don't want to, be listening to a lot of music or a lot of sightseeing, but without people talking. Okay? Because you will be assessed based on your spoken element. If you did not speak, I couldn't give you marks. All right. So if you go to YouTube, YouTube, you can simply you know, can simply search for English proficiency too, and then you'll be look. Then you can see a lot of a lot of example. All right, so you can look at the examples. However, make sure that you choose the one which is um, which is a good one, because you can see a lot of videos. So find a video which would be a good example. Like I told you, it must be, you guys talking, and not just a lot of sightseeing as well as music. All right, and it says here 10 to 15 minutes. All right, but for my class, I require you to only do it for 10 minutes. Do not give me more than 10 minutes, because it's going to be tiring having to watch all of your videos, a very long video. All right, so make sure that maximum 10 minutes, minimum 10 minutes, no more, no less. Okay, any questions so far? Any question regarding pair presentation? Okay, the due date is on the last week. Okay, on the last week of our class. However, you can submit earlier. You can simply put the link on the Google Drive, right? The Google document that I've given before this. I think some of you can edit there. I put a column for your names as well as for the link. So if you have done it, and you are happy with it, you can post the link now. Not now, whenever when you want to. Earlier than week 14, no problem. And I'll be looking at it. Okay? Any questions so far? No. Okay. All right. So we are done with our presentation, and then group discussion, listening, reading. Okay, the reading test and listening test will be conducted online. Okay, I will be looking at the formatting for reading test next week, because I'm going to be asking you to do the test on, let's see, just wait for my instruction later. All right. So for reading test and listening test, the class before the real test, I'll be looking at the formatting. I will be discussing about the formatting as well as how to answer the questions. Right? So no problem about that. Reading now, group discussion. All right. So what do you think is a group discussion? What is the mechanics, or how will it be conducted? There. Okay. So you can stick with your poster presentation group. And if you feel that you want to change group, also no problem, because I believe, you know, maybe you work well with certain people, you not work well with certain people, and they may be, people who become the passenger, without doing any work, So if that ever happens, please let me know. All right, because I don't want the burden of doing work is shifted to 2 to 3 people, while the other Haris, could you please stop? All right, sorry for that. Because I don't want the burden of doing your work is shifted to only 2 to 3 people, while the other two or one person is, simply taking advantage, and they get marked, although they didn't do the work. All right. So you can personally PM me if there are any group members behaving like that. Okay, because like I said, it would be unfair for those who do the work, and I really hate people, passenger, this back passenger without doing anything. So I really hate those kinds of people. So please let me know. All right. No, the reason why you are given group work is so that the burden will be shifted to, equally to the five members. So if there are only two or three people doing it and the other two or the other 1% just ignore or keep quiet and didn't do anything about it, that is, that is unacceptable. All right. So even though pair presentation, not even though poster presentation are passed, you can still, tell me about it. If you have any, if you encountered any, if your group members behave that way, right? Okay, so for group discussion, like I told you, you can stick with your poster presentation group, or you can also change group if you want to. Okay, you just have to let me know. Even if you do not want to let me know the reasons, that's fine. But you just have to let me know the new group, okay, the new group members' name so that I can update the evaluation sheet. All right. So for group discussion, blah blah blah. On the day of the presentation, topics will be given at the beginning of the session. All right. So you will be given a topic. Again, just like presentation, I will give you time. For example, Raja's group will come at 10. Okay, so at 10, you will all enter WebEx, and then after everyone is in the WebEx meeting, I will be giving you a topic. I will share my screen with you with the topic, one situation, and then based on the situation, you need to discuss among the two of you, and not the 4 to 5 of you, and then you are given only 2 minutes to prepare. Okay, you are only given 2 minutes to prepare. After the 2 minutes is up, you are going to do the group discussion. Okay, just like Muad. I believe you have done Muad, right? So this is just like Muad, but in on online platform, right? So you will be given 20 minutes. It's written there 30 to 35 minutes, but so long. Okay, it's too long. And you are given 20 to 25 minutes. If there are 5 of you, then you are given 25 minutes. So each person will roughly talk about 5 minutes. If there are 4 of you, then you will be talking for 20 minutes. So one person will speak for about 5 minutes. All right. So as the name suggests, group discussion is a discussion. You should be discussing and not presenting. Presenting is only one way. Like what I'm doing now, it's one way because I am, explaining about it to you guys. A group discussion will be, like for example, let's talk about what do I want to talk about? What can we discuss about? Okay, such as meeting. Okay, correct. Unique such as meeting. Yeah, meeting like meeting where you have to discuss ideas. Like for example, if I said, let me think of a topic. Okay, the benefits of online class. All right. So, for example, the benefit of online classes or um, online classes. So, my point would be, what are the benefit of online class? Can somebody tell me what is the benefit of online class? Can't think of anything. Okay. Okay. Can cut cost. Can you explain a little bit, Dini? Just a little bit. Cut cost. What do you mean by can cut cost? Okay, Naziha, don't rush to go to class. Okay, I think I'm gonna just go with Naziha because it's easier for me because can cut cost. I don't want to think. So don't rush. You don't have to rush to class. It's not something that I just have to think. I just explain. Haris, I'm having a class right now. Okay. Save time. All right. Okay. So the benefit of online class. Baru masuk. The benefit of online class is that it saves time. So that is what Jia said. So you don't have to go to rush, and then you don't have to queue for the bus, etc., etc. Okay. However, I do not agree with Jia because I think that having to go to class, you get to discipline yourself because you have to follow a bus schedule. So you know that when if you are having class at 8:30, so you have to wait much earlier so that you can get the bus. If online class, if the class is 8:30, you can open your eyes at 8:29, right? And then you simply switch on your laptop, and then you can just, while laying down on the bed, and then you can just listen to your lecture if you listen to the lecture. Okay? Yes, so that is what I mean by discussion. So Najia said the benefit of having online class is you don't have to rush to class, it saves time, etc., etc. So a lot of benefit. However, I disagree because I feel, like I told you, it having to go to class, makes you a more disciplined person. All right. So that is a discussion. If your friend said something, then you have to comment on her point. If you agree or if you disagree. Like Najia, I disagree with her. So, say for example, if I want to agree with her, I can also say I agree with Najia because as a student myself, I feel that online class is a lot easier compared to having physical classes because I don't have to wait for the buses, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so that is what I mean by a discussion. It's not like when Dini said something about save money, save cost, and you simply said, I agree with Dini. And then you go on to talking about something else. You have to make comment sikit lah, sikit. Like for example, if I agree with Dini that you can cut and you can wait. You can cut the cost. You can save money. Okay, you can save money as online classes. You only need to pay for the what? Why is it cut? Why is it cut cost? Why online class cut cost?
Maybe the transport, madam.
Okay, the transportation, so you don't have to pay for transportation. All right, okay. All right, okay. So I was talking about when Dini kan tadi. Okay, so Dini said can save money. So saya adalah candidate C. So I would say I agree with Dini. I agree with Dini because when she said can cut cost because I save a lot of money. So moving on to my next point is the benefit of online classes, in my opinion, is apa? Do you mesti comment sikit or discuss sikit whether you agree or disagree with it. Okay, there are a lot of benefits. There are a lot of no, it's not like debate. It's not like debate, but it's a discussion, a very healthy discussion. Janganlah debate. If you debate, you can debate. Debate will be like a very good thing. Tapi contohlah dia ada 5 orang kat dalam group tu kan. So mungkin 3 orang agree dengan isu tu, 2 orang tak agree dengan isu tu. So these two people will have to counter whatever these two is talking. Barulah jadi discussion. If semua agree, contohlah, semua agree dengan online classes, then tak ada discussion lah. So you akan cakap pasal, cut cost, you akan cakap pasal tak tahulah apa-apa kan. So takkan discussion lah sebab semua agree. Saya agree dengan Dini. Sebab saya pun rasa benda yang sama. Saya agree dengan Najihah sebab apa yang Najihah cakap tu betul. Saya pun agree dengan Fatin sebab apa yang Fatin rasa tu saya rasa. Faham tak? So when ada yang tak agree, then only discussion tu terjadi. Okay? Not necessarily. Contohlah kan, you don't need to come up, you have to the conclusion. Tapi you tak semestinya come up with, tak semestinya come up dengan apa? What is that? tak semestinya datang dengan persetujuan. Okay? Like, you have to come to a conclusion like semua orang agree dengan ni. Or semua orang disagree dengan ni. Tak. Contoh, you can come up with the conclusions like, based on our discussion, the three of us disagree with the topic as blah, 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 while the other two still agree with the topic as they feel that, blah, blah, blah. Right? So, tak semestinya. Unless kalau setelah perbincangan, you rasa macam, saya rasa saya boleh terima lah apa Najihah cakap tu. Jadi, okay, this one person akan jump ship. This 3-2 kan? 3-2. So, this one person akan jump ship. So they agree dengan the topic. Or semua agree. So, tak apa. Tapi kalau you tak come up dengan titik persetujuan, okay, kalau tak sama, you still, yang lagi dua, yang tiga, still rasa tak betul, yang dia ada dua, still rasa betul, tak apa. Okay, tak semestinya you mesti datang dengan persetujuan. Kami semua setuju bahawa bla 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 bla. Alright, faham tak? Okay. Alright. Okay, so for group discussion, okay. For group discussion, the topic will come out from all these team lah. 6 team ni. Okay, 6 team ni. Apa sahaja can come up from this 6 team. Now let's discuss on the theme itself. What do you understand about the theme? Okay. On entertainment, what do you understand about entertainment? What do you understand about the theme entertainment? Diam lagi. Hilang lah tu. Hey, mana pergi semua orang? Okay, something like music. What else? What falls under entertainment? Tu Anis dengan Sharifah. Itu translation. Saya pun tahu entertainment tu hiburan. Satu BF, satu English. Okay, Nadia, something that can make us happy. What else? Apa entertainment? What is entertainment? Entertainment is something that can make us happy. Okay, can you give me an example? What kind of entertainment? Can you give me an example? Activities or events? Activities such as? Events such as? Okay, something that can make us attracted to joy. Now, you don't have to say sorry, I was just kidding. Something like fun, such as game, music, something from art. Okay, entertainment, okay. It's everything that you have said. Okay, entertainment is everything that you have said. Which is a form of something which will make you feel happy. Okay? Entertainment is something which will make you happy. It could be hobby. It could be your hobby. It could be doing things that you like watching TV or listening to music, watching K-drama, watching anime. What else? Doing sports. Those are all entertainment. Okay, doing things that you like. Okay, like competition, alright. Programs on TV. Okay. Yeah. What we can do, movie, holiday. Yeah, movies, holiday, travel activities, anything that can make you happy. So, the kind of situation, what can you think of? Contoh kan, for group discussion, what will come out from this kind of theme? Selalunya, soalan yang keluar untuk group discussion is something controversial. Can you think of any, any situation that can come up, during under this theme for your group discussion? Can you think of any? Anything controversial about entertainment? You know? Advantage of entertainment. Boleh lah advantages of entertainment. Tapi the advantages of entertainment tu kan very broad. So mungkin dia akan jadi the advantages of watching movie or the advantages of watching K-drama. Alright? So what will be the advantages of watching K-drama? Contoh. Advantages of listening to music. Contoh I'm going to give you a topic. Do you guys watch K-drama? Or are you a K-popers? Listen to K-pop music? No. Do you listen to music? Okay, lah, kita talk about, K-drama. Okay, so what would be the advantages of watching K-drama? Yes, ni. What would be the advantages of watching a K-drama? Okay, again, the same thing lah, K-drama ke K-pop ke anything from Korea lah. So what would be the advantages? Why is it? Why do you watch such, such things from Korea? Why? So one good reason is you can learn you can learn their language. Okay, I get it. I understand that after watching like tons of K-drama or after listening to a lot of their music, then probably you will pick up some of the words, alright, some of the language. Alright. So what benefit do you get from learning their language? Talking about language now. Why do you want to learn about Korean language? Why do you need to get any vocabulary? Why? Why do you need to know what is the meaning of annyeonghaseyo or what is the meaning of 괜찮아요? Why? You can come up with a lot of advantages, but you must be able to explain. You can learn about their culture, you can learn about their language, you can learn about apa lagi? The life lesson. You can say that you can learn a lot from their behavior, etc., etc. But you need to have reason why. If you are learning a lot of, if you are learning a lot of things from those kind of things, then what will you benefit from that? Okay, so you must be able to explain why do you say such things. Okay. Like said, what kind of activities you do during MCO and give the advantage? This is like, this will not be like a group discussion because you will simply tell me. So what do? You wake up, you attend class, you sleep, you watch a lot of K-drama, or you watch a lot of movie, you play games while attending lectures, you you didn't pay attention during lectures, etc., etc., etc. All right. So there is not much things to discuss. All right, because usually, like I told you, the topic will be quite controversial. But anyways, you know what is entertainment, right? Entertainment will be something which we like, okay? Which will make us happy. So there are many kinds of things that can come up, but usually you have to talk about the advantages or disadvantages or the controversial part of it. Okay, sightseeing. Sightseeing, um, you know, is somewhat related to entertainment. Sightseeing is, when you went for a holiday, or if you simply go out in the afternoon, in the evening, walk in the park, that is also sightseeing. Or if you feel that when you climb a mountain, for leisure, that is also sightseeing. So one of the questions that have come up with sightseeing, okay, sightseeing is just not, nature only, right? Sightseeing could be, apa-apa sajalah, as long as bila you pergi bersyuting, bila you pergi melawat sesuatu. So, there is one question about old building, if I'm not mistaken. If I remember correctly, the question was discuss about preserving the old building. Discuss the benefit. Discuss the benefits. No, discuss the advantages or disadvantages of preserving old buildings. If you are given that kind of questions, what will you talk about? The topic is preserving an old building. That can also falls under sightseeing, because old building, I'm not going to give an example. You tell me. Why is it important, or why is it not important to preserve old building? Can you think of an example of an old building? Yeah, you guys. Old building. Building is bangunan. Why is it important? Or give me an example of an old building. Right? Okay, we can make it as heritage tourism. Okay, betul, betul, betul. Tapi cuba bagi example. Old building tu apa? Takkanlah rumah buruk pun you nak preserve kan? Cuba bagi contoh. Rumah buruk yang tak ada apa-apa signifikan. Contohlah rumah saya. So, kenapa nak kena preserve rumah saya? Betul tak? Kalau rumah saya old building. So, why they need to preserve it? You kena come up dengan building dulu. Tapi apa yang Najihah cakap tu betul. Heritage tourism. Old palace. Okay? For example, an old palace. One example would be, Eva Musa, the building there. Kelly's Castle, correct, Shazwan, Kelly's Castle. Okay? Those are all the old buildings which is preserved. Why is it preserved? Because of heritage tourism. Right? So the old buildings such as Kelly's Castle or the Alfa Musa ruins need to be preserved as heritage tourism, and also it is part of our history. Therefore, the new or the younger generation can learn a lot from those buildings, So they will know what happened to Alice Castle. Why is it like that? Why is it not finished? Or why is it ruined? Okay? So that is one example of why you should preserve the old building. If you shouldn't, contohlah, I agree that we shouldn't preserve the old building. Kita memerlukan kemajuan. Kita memerlukan we need to move forward. Okay, so that would be my argument. Like we should tear down Talis Castle because it's not nice, and we can build nicer buildings. And we should not look backwards. We should move forward. So having Talis Castle erected is not something beneficial, as we can learn about it from the book. So it's not necessarily that the buildings need to be preserved. Okay, so we should give way for other buildings to be erected, as that will bring much more advantages to the state or advantages to us. Okay, so that is the example. Okay, sightseeing ni nampak macam senang, tapi if you are given that, all things, even I sometimes struggle to find ideas. All right, the next one is society. Society ni macam-macam. Society lagi lah. Society can talk about economy. Society, we can talk about the government. Okay, apa yang related dengan society is too broad. Maybe you will be asked about what is your view about the current government, or what is your view about political instability that is happening in Malaysia. Or we can talk about, probably, because I am the question setter, I will not ask you outside Malaysia. So anything about Malaysia, what do you think about the current economy of Malaysia? So, or you can talk about COVID, what can you learn from COVID? There are pros and cons to whatever that is happening now, right? So society is very broad. We can talk about anything that is happening around the world as well as in Malaysia. All right, nature mungkin, talk about, explain about disasters that have happened and what have you learned from it, okay? Or what are the bad things that happen after, disasters happen, etc. Okay? Career and studying. Okay, anything to do with career as well as studying. This is quite straightforward. Can talk about, can ask question like, what would be the struggle of working and studying at the same time? Okay, so working and studying at the same time brings more advantages than disadvantages. So those kind of things, right? And the last one is life events. It's actually life-changing events. Can you give me an example of any events that is life-changing? Can you give me any example of events that will change your life? Ada tak? Apa-apa perkara yang terjadi yang mungkin boleh mengubah kehidupan seseorang? Wow. Can you think of any? Motivation, such as? Itu event ke? Itu bukan event. Itu macam you attend something kan? Event ni like macam perkara yang terjadi. Kalau motivation tu mungkin, after you went to a talk and then you listen to the motivator talks about, whatever, and then that is your turning point. Boleh lah kot, boleh juga kot. Okay, so what happened after you enter the entrepreneurship workshop. So how is your life changed after you attended the workshop? Alright, contoh lah kan, you are the business. Okay, so you are the business and your business is not doing well. So after you entered the workshop and then you learn something from the workshop and selepas tu hidup you berubah. Itu ke maksudnya? Boleh ke macam tu? I don't know about business. Maybe. Not change too much, but a little bit. Contoh lah, saya bagi life changing events is when you get married. When you get married, is your life changing? Or you still, it's still the same? Anyone of you married? Jual. Semua single. Jual lagi. Alright. Okay. Contoh dia adalah macam life-changing events is when you get married. Contoh dia adalah when you get married, your life will change drastically. Like for example, for men, you now have to provide for the family and you have other responsibilities to take care of your family. Sama juga dengan the ladies as well. When you got married, you have to take care of the children or the household or, it changes. Like, before this, you can talk to anybody, flirting with anybody that you want to. But when you got married, there is some boundaries that you need to put. So, berlaku perubahan di situ. Or when you have children, the same thing, both for male and female. When you have children, your life will change drastically. Okay? So, a question like that may come out. Another example of life-changing events is when you graduated. Okay? When you graduated, you are changing your title from a student to a worker. Alright? So, ada pertukaran di situ. Jadi, when you are a student, you don't have a lot of responsibilities. Your responsibilities is, learning, studying. However, when you graduated, a lot of responsibilities starts coming. You can't depend on your parents only. You have to start thinking of how to get money, or you have to think about how to get work. Okay, so those are another example of life-changing events. It could also be, like you encountered with an accident and you lost a hand, or you lost a feet. Okay, that is also life-changing events, right? Anything that change your life. Okay, so maybe the question will come out like a situation like you are involved in an accident and you lost a hand. Discuss what is advantages, disadvantages. Discuss what you learned from it. Okay, so basically group discussion. The topic will come up from all of this. Six. All right. So let me check the class outline again. So for the next class, our class will be this Wednesday. I may ask you to do your reading test, and then wait. Let me think. I ask you to do the test next week. This class week 10, you have enough time. All right. So next class, I'm going to do something. Okay. So understand about group discussion. Make sure that make sure that you guys are discussing. Okay, we will do a practice after this, not after this. Okay, let's do one practice. Okay, I'm going to give you only one practice today. I want you guys to discuss. I'm tired of talking. Where is it? Where is the question? And I want you guys to talk it. I want you guys to talk. Now I couldn't find the question. Ah, I don't want you guys to type in the chat box. I want you guys to talk. Okay. Now discuss. Better to buy a house first. Make sure that there is a team which agrees on buying car first, and there is a team which agrees on buying a house first. Now, talk. I want to listen to your discussion. You can just talk. You don't have to be there for the ideas. What is your opinion? Is it better to buy a house first or a car first? Natasha cakap apa? Car ke kereta tadi? Car ke kereta? Car ke rumah? House first because the okay, that's why you need to buy house first. Okay. Anybody else wants to counter that or want to comment on that? No, you can agree with Natasha or you can disagree with her. Up to you. If you agree, then you have to tell why.
I agree with Nurul Natasha because we need to buy a house first because as Nurul Natasha said, it has a high value in future compared to buy a car first. And then if we buy a house first, it's very important to us because we have family and we need to buy a house for our family for their safety.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Sharifa. Anybody else wants to add on?
Hello. For me, disagree with siapa tu?
Tasha.
Tasha and Sharifah. Yeah, because I think we need to buy car first because when we graduate, we need to work. So it is easy for us to to go to go work. Not when we have a car, we have transportation to go to the workplace.
Okay.
So
I'm not going to comment. So
yeah.
I'm not going to comment. You guys will be doing the discussion. I'll be commenting later on.
Okay.
So apa? Najihah?
So that's my opinion. I'm agreed to buy car first, then the house.
Okay. Lain? Maybe you want to add on? Maybe you don't agree with Najihah? Anybody? Or maybe you agree with Najihah? Tiga nama ni je lah yang saya ingat nanti. 3, 4, 5, 6 orang dalam kelas ni saya ingat. 4 lah. Yang lain?
Hello. I am agree with Najihah. We need to buy a car first because at the first we work. When we graduate, we work, and then we need a transportation, like car. Maybe in the primary work, we can stay at mother house, a parent house, and because the house may be quite expensive to us to buy, but the car we can expend the money to buy the car without I mean, like when we buy the car, we can easier to make a loan because when we graduate, we at apa ni primary I mean the beginner working, so we need more experience or time we work so that we can apply the loan with convenience. I think that sorry
Okay.
from
Okay.
Adeline and Sharifah and tadi siapa dah?
And Tasha.
Tasha. I agree with Najihah.
Alright. Okay. So all of your points make sense. Okay, all of your points make sense, and there is a good balance between those agreeing with buying a car first and those agreeing buying a house first. Okay, so all of the points makes sense. Okay, makes sense. Like Tasha and Sharifah said that you need to buy houses first because the value of the house will keep increasing every year while the value of the car keeps decreasing once you bought it. Okay. However, according to Najihah and Dini, it's better to buy houses first. It's better to buy a car first because it will help to bring you from one point to another point as you are working, and maybe using a car can bring you to your work. And Dini also make a good point by saying that, as a fresh graduate, it's quite difficult to secure a house loan as houses nowadays are very expensive and you need to have a very good track record when buying a house. So it may be difficult to secure loans for houses if you have just started working. Okay? So that is how your group discussion should be like. Okay, so good. All right, so I think that's all for today. Now, I'm gonna be calling your names for your attendance. When I call your name, then you have to say yes.
Yes, madam.
If you didn't say yes, I'm not gonna add you. Okay. Astuti, Pramita, Niket. I don't think she's here. No. Shala? Nur Alia Damia? Nur Laili? Siapa yes tu? Alia.
Alia Damia.
Okay, Laili?
Yes, madam.
Muhammad Zulhelmi?
Yes, madam.
Anis Suraya?
Yes, madam.
Semangat. Siti Zulaika? Muhammad Syazwan?
Yes, madam.
Nur Faiza?
Yes, madam.
Raja? Siti Nur Najiha?
Yes, madam. I'm here.
Nur Chin Chin?
Yes, madam.
Nadia Hamim?
Yes, madam.
Anis Shazlin?
Yes, madam.
Diana? Sarubini?
Yes, madam.
Zulhanif?
Yes, madam.
If
Yes, madam.
Chong Swee? Yes, madam. Vera? Vera Wood? Ruzana?
Yes, madam.
Dini?
Yes, madam. Madam. Wira.
Dini?
Yes, madam.
Nur Hanis?
Yes, madam.
Muhammad Ziad?
Yes, madam.
Anis?
Yes, madam.
Azlin? Fatin Athira? Fatin Athira? Nurul Natasha? Athira ada. Nurul Natasha? Sharifah?
Yes, madam.
Nur Athira?
Yes, madam.
Cia ada tak Cia?